What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City transfer update number 2. It means we've got big news from today on transfer deadline day. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. I'm doing daily Manchester City transfer updates. It's transfer deadline day. We will have all around up a transfer deadline day on tomorrow's update. We will then have a transfer review up the day after. So still got plenty of transfer videos for you guys to enjoy, so if you haven't already, do subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video. We're aiming for 500 likes, and also don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So once more, no contract news. We're going to dive straight on in with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Nico O'Reilly. Now, despite interest coming in from Chelsea earlier on today, Manchester City have said that they would only sell to Chelsea today if a big fee was given and a buyback clause was included. Now, Chelsea, not too much of a problem with the big fee, but have said no to a buyback clause being included in the deal. So the interest in Nico O'Reilly from Chelsea was quick, but has now ended with Chelsea looking at other targets and have secured another target that isn't Nico O'Reilly. So Nico O'Reilly will be staying at Manchester City, which I think is great news. I would like to see him start on Saturday in the FA Cup for Manchester City's away game against Leyton Orient. That would be absolutely brilliant. And this has been confirmed by David Ornstein, who's said that despite interest coming in from Chelsea today, Nico O'Reilly is set to stay at Manchester City. So Nico O'Reilly, Chelsea, not happening. He'll remain a Manchester City player beyond today. Also the same situation with James McAtee as Nico O'Reilly. No interest coming in as of right now. So with these two young players, I think it's really important for the remainder of this month with Manchester City that we start to focus on these young players, because these are the players that are going to be the future for Manchester City, that we try and get them onto long-term deals. So getting Nico O'Reilly on a new long-term deal would be brilliant, and getting James McAtee on a new long-term deal as well should also be a priority for City, with McAtee's contract up next summer. So Manchester City should be doing that with haste. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got the very latest on Nico Gonzalez. Now, Jack Gaughan said earlier today that City were working on this deal. Sky Sports News then said that City were confident that they could make this deal happen. Manchester City were back in contact with FC Porto as of this morning and wanted to try and sign the 23-year-old Spanish central midfielder who can also play in central defensive midfield, with FC Porto not willing to negotiate on that price and want his release clause meeting as per Fabrizio Romano. Then at 2 p.m. GMT today, CNN in Portugal said that Manchester City have released the clause of Nico Gonzalez for 60 million euros or 50 million pounds, and he will now no longer be part of FC Porto's squad for their away game against Rio Ave tonight, and he will instead sign for Manchester City. Now, David Ornstein has said that this deal is not 100% done yet, but a fee has been agreed between the two clubs for around 60 million euros, and he will be signing a new long-term deal with Manchester City. Fabrizio Romano has said that that will be a 5-year deal. I reckon it'll be 4.5 years, just like it was with Husinov, just like it was with Hayes, taking it to June 2029. I may be wrong, it may go into 2030. We will have to wait and see. I covered all this on my live stream, so I'd say a big thank you to everybody that did come and join me on my transfer deadline day special live stream from before. And then I will just waiting on a potential flight tracker to get Nico Gonzalez to the UK to do his medical, to sign his City contract, get all the photographs and all the social media side of things sorted, scramble something together, get everything registered, get everything sorted, and get the transfer announced tonight. But it looks like Man City want to give themselves more time, as David Ornstein has confirmed that a medical is taking place today for Nico Gonzalez to become a Manchester City player, but that medical is taking place right now as we speak at 4:25 p.m. GMT in Portugal, not taking place in the UK. So I'm going to presume that City are sending their entourage over to Portugal to get everything sorted, get all the documents in place, and get them documents submitted to the Premier League and the appropriate parties to ensure that he is registered, that he can be a Manchester City player, that he'll be eligible to play in all the remaining games for Manchester City, and also try and get that registration with the UEFA Champions League as well all done and sorted, as Man City are allowed to, I believe, add 3 new signings to their squad, and with us making this signing number 4, it means one of them new signings is going to miss out. And if I was to be a betting man, I reckon it would be Vita Hayes that's going to be the player that misses out, as he is the youngest and most inexperienced of the players that we have brought in, and I can't imagine that City will have spent so much money not to have the likes of Omar Marmoush and Nico Gonzalez in their Champions League squads. That all needs sorting over the coming 24 hours or so. The most important part is making sure that the first part of the medical is done, that formality is sorted, all the documents are signed, everything's been checked over, everything's been approved, hands have been shaken, documents have been signed, have been submitted, and everything is in place. Now, we could still hit a snag, and if we do hit a snag, we haven't got too long left of the window. We're looking at around, 6 hours or so left of the transfer window, which is why David Ornstein isn't fully committing, saying the deal's going to happen, because there is still a race against the clock. The clock is still ticking. I'm very confident that this deal will be sorted, but I'm not entirely sure why Manchester City have left this so late. So hopefully we can get it over the line, and I'm sure there'll be more developments between now and that deadline hitting at 11 p.m. GMT today, when the transfer window does close here in England. I will keep you guys up to date if there is any more updates on this transfer or any other transfers involving Manchester City. I'll do that through my YouTube shorts, so do stay tuned to that. I will also keep you up to date through my social media, including my TikTok and my Instagram Reels. You can find the links to my TikTok and Instagram in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And a big thank you to everybody that has checked me out on there so far. It is much appreciated. So that has been today's transfer update. I'm hoping everything's going to run smooth, that the next time you hear from me, it's Man City announcing the signing of Nico Gonzalez and everybody else has stayed. To me, that would be a really good window, because adding a central midfielder who can cover in central defensive midfield, whilst adding a couple of centre-backs and an alternative for Erling Haaland who can also play alongside Erling Haaland, is a very, very good window from Manchester City. I would have preferred, with Kyle Walker leaving, a fullback being signed. If it weren't going to be Cambiasso, going after somebody else who could have been affordable, so you make sure you've always got them options. But I do feel like Man City are just a little bit short in that fullback area, in particular on the right hand side, but it seems City are going to roll with Rico Lewis and also with Mateus Nunes at right back, which I've said previously about my concern of not bringing Cambiasso in, that the quality that City have got on that right hand side of defence, that if you're not going to use Husinov over there, then to me we've got a squad that's good enough on that right hand side to deal with teams who are weaker, but the stronger, better teams in the Premier League and in the Champions League, teams like Real Madrid, teams like Arsenal, teams like Liverpool, Newcastle, all them teams that we've got coming up throughout this month. They're capable of exposing and hurting Manchester City, and there is a big problem, a big gaping hole there in City's squad there. I thought City may have chosen to have continued to go into the market. They've identified Cambiasso as that player of interest, that player that we want to target in the summer. I feel like that signing could have been done in this window, but we simply ran out of time. There isn't long enough left in this window, and City have just been a little hesitant over the last 10 days or so in this window. We've left things a little too late to get things sorted. With a release clause being active here with Nico Gonzalez, this should have been sorted over the course of the weekend. It should never have gone to transfer deadline day, and realistically, if we've identified Nico Gonzalez at the end of this window, there's no reason why this couldn't have been identified earlier in this window, to giving ourselves as long as possible to have a really good look at them negotiations with Cambiasso to see if we could have made that deal happen. But 4 out of the 5 signings that I feel like we've needed in this January transfer window that City could have got sorted, we've managed to get sorted. So to me, a very good window, but not quite the perfect window, but a very good window altogether. We've just got to try and get this Gonzalez transfer over the line, which is where all this focus is going for the last few hours of this window. So do stay tuned for any more updates. If we do have any more updates, of course, I will be posting on my YouTube short. short, so do stay tuned for that. Do subscribe if you haven't already. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. 500 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure you guys are very happy that we're finally adding a central midfielder who can cover in central defensive midfield, a player who can alternate and complement Rodri at last. We've had to wait a while, but transfer deadline day for the winter-January transfer window seems like we are making it happen. Last few things to be sorted, and hopefully by 11 PM tonight GMT will have that announced and done and dusted. Smooth sailing. Fingers crossed, deadline day, anything can happen, so I'm just exercising a little bit of caution, but I'm certain, near enough, that this transfer is going to happen. Very confident. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Peace. Ciao for now.